president of Tennessee Mortgage Bankers Association, and it's my pleasure today to have Todd Brown with me. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Carly, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing wonderful, thank you.
So Todd serves as our treasurer secretary this year for TNBA, and it's been a pleasure working with you this year, Todd.
Well, and ditto, you did a remarkable job in an unprecedented time, so kudos to you.
Well, thank you. So why don't you take a second and just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I know that guy best, so I should be able to do that. Well, I grew up in Jackson, Tennessee, and moved to Memphis when I went to the University of Memphis. Well, it was Memphis State, to date myself a little bit, but ended up staying in Memphis. Moved here in the mid '80s. Married my high school sweetheart. So we've been married 33 years now. We got 2 kids. My daughter, Morgan, lives here, works here in Memphis. She's got a wedding coming up actually a year from next week. So I'll be very busy working to pay for that. My son, Clayton, is he's my hunting buddy. And he's living here in Memphis as well, finishing up at the University of Memphis. I started with First Tennessee, fresh out of college, and worked with them for 20 years. Did various things in banking. I was everything from retail to commercial, and then moved over to the mortgage industry with them on the mortgage department in 2003. So I don't know if you remember 2003, there's this huge refinance boom because rates hit 6%, which nobody would have ever thought they'd go below 6%. So kind of thrown into the fire then. There wasn't a whole lot of training back then in that time in our industry, but stayed with First Tennessee for several years after that. And in 2008, we opened up the West Tennessee office for Mortgage Investors Group. So I know you know what was going on in 2008. So when we were looking for real estate here, they're like, what kind of office are you going to open up? So we're opening up a mortgage office. They're like, wait a minute, that's backwards from what's going on. So that's where we are today with Mortgage Investors Group. I manage the office here in Memphis, as well as an office in Pickwick and Dyersburg.
Awesome. Okay, so Todd, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you like to do for fun or other activities that you participate in outside of working in our industry?
Sure. Well, when I'm not working or hanging out with my family and friends in town, you'll probably find me on the water, either boating, fishing. My skiing days are over, but either in Pickwick mostly or in Horseshoe. But I enjoy being outside. And that's kind of my summer activities. The winter, you'll find me hunting with my buddies that I've been hunting with for 20 plus years, and my son Clayton, duck hunting in a duck hunting blind mostly.
That's awesome. Yeah, my summertime is out on the river, on water too. So you hung your skis up, you don't attempt it anymore?
No, there's a long story, but I broke 5 ribs on a bet and decided it's no longer for me.
Yeah, I might have done that as well. So, all right, I've got a fun question for you. If you could interview anybody that's either living or deceased, who would that be and why?
I saw that on another Spotlight interview, and I put a little bit of thought into it. And you could go so many different directions with that question. But Michael Jordan came to mind for me. Here's somebody that got cut from his high school basketball team, but had the drive and tenacity and motivation and work ethic, quite frankly, to be not only the best that he could be, but to be the best at what he was doing. And arguably, in some circles, he was the best player in NBA history. And we often go through life and get satisfied with mediocrity and what we're doing, and just get busy with things. And if to be interwired like that, to have that kind of drive and motivation at whatever you're doing, whether it's being a father or a friend or a mortgage lender, whatever the case is, or in his case, an athlete, to have that motivation and focus, I think is remarkable. So Michael Jordan would be the person I would interview today.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. Okay, so tell me, what has your involvement with Tennessee Mortgage Bankers meant to you, And what are you most looking forward to this year as you inch closer to your presidency year?
Well, when I came on with the Memphis MBA, and was asked to participate in the board, I was told that I wouldn't have anything to do, and but just to get involved. And quite frankly, I guess I got involved well before that in 2006ish. And I would go on to say what a lot of folks have said. Just being involved in the MBA has opened up to meet folks that you wouldn't meet on a regular basis, and you certainly wouldn't get to know to the level your colleagues and become friends with them that like you would being involved in the MBA. But taking it even a different direction, whether you're a real estate appraiser, a mortgage lender, insurance provider, realtor, we're all tied to this industry. And, I think it's important that we realize that and we become an advocate for our industry. And the best way to do that and the best way for your voice to be heard is to be involved in the MBA and really understand what's going on a political front that could negatively or adversely affect our industry. And to as I said, be a voice and a part of change and be involved to really make a difference. And so I encourage you to call your local chapter. Don't wait on them to call you. Call and get involved and support the industry that we all love.
I love that. Don't wait to get involved. You call your local chapter and find a way to get engaged and get plugged in. That's awesome. So are you looking forward to the next couple of years, Todd? And I guess down the line, you're going to be sitting in this seat as well.
Yes. And hopefully we won't be zooming in that seat, but you do it better than anybody I could ever imagine. But so I'm looking for those times to change, but absolutely. I'm definitely looking at to continue to get more and more involved in supporting our state chapter and being there to support our local chapters as well. So.
Well, that's right. I hope we are not zooming at that point either. I know virtual fatigue is a real thing. But it has been a good thing for us these last 12 months to be able to stay in front of people. So thank you for being plugged in and being a part of TNBA. It's been a great year with you serving on our board, Todd, and I look forward to the future with you and appreciate your leadership.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for our planning session.
Yes. So our next spotlight will be with Eric Fellows, who will be serving as our new president for TNBA. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.